Hello, Steve Arts 89. So I've been sharing some paranormal experiences that I've had in my life and also just some creepy experiences and things that happened to me. But one last thing I wanted to talk about was something that was really scary, but it wasn't paranormal, supernatural, or, anything like that. It was just a really, really bad incident of bullying from an adult. Basically, when I was in primary school, I wasn't the most athletic. I hated sports. I wasn't good at it. I didn't want to participate. And there was one female PE teacher who was very stereotypical, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to say it. And she really hated me because she could see I was a little gay boy. And she hated me. And she made my life hell. When they'd play that game where you dodgeball, basically there was one side of this separate schoolhouse. They used the wall a lot of the time in games because there was a thing where you could play. I can't remember what they're called, and you'd have to line up there on detention. Sometimes when they weren't using it to play, they were using it for detention, and we were playing dodgeball, and of course the bullies were just pelting me with the ball, and she made me stand on the wall, and they threw the balls at me, just because she was a sadistic, you-know-what. And I eventually just ran away. I'm like, I can't, this teacher is basically getting these kids to, throw balls at me and, try and hurt me. And she was just vicious. And I ran, and she told the bullies to go and get me. She gave them permission to go to my house and drag me back to school. So I ran, I got into my house. Of course, my mum used to leave up all the windows open for fresh air. The back door wasn't locked, so I had to run around and lock the door and go around and shut every single window to stop these kids from getting in the house and getting me. And they were trying to, every window I got there just before them, mostly because my mum had had green fingers. She had a lot of bushes and flowers outside the windows, so they couldn't get over them really quickly. So I got around, I managed to lock all the windows, all the doors, and they couldn't get in. And I just sat there in the house while these guys were walking around trying to get in all the windows and doors to drag me back to school. So I could be punished for running away from being assaulted by these kids that this teacher had instigated because she just hated me because I was gay. And she just, I don't want to go into the politics of why that teacher hated me for being a gay boy, because there's some internal politics in our community that we don't really talk about. But so she bullied me a lot. And that was one just really horrific example because these guys, they just, they tortured me all the time. And she just gave them permission to go into my house and drag me back to school so I could get back on that wall and continue to be hit. So that was a horrific experience. So I just wanted to share that because that was just a traumatic memory, and I just was like, I'm not the only person this stuff happened to, Emma. I know there's a lot of gay people that went through a lot of stuff when they were growing up, and that's just one example that sort of reminded me of some of the other stories reminded me of that, So I wanted to share that. But there's a lot of other bullying stories that I went through, and I'm going to do a video on bullying in general and go through all the experiences that I had in primary school and high school and college and all that. But I just want to share that. So feel free to share, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. And when I told my mum what happened, she wasn't that supportive. She basically told me to go back to school, and she didn't seem to really appreciate what was happening. And this woman never got punished. She never got called out for what she was doing to me, because I think everyone was okay with it because they're homophobic. And it's like they thought I deserved it because I was who I was. It's like, well, that's what you get if you're going to act like that. If you're going to be a sissy boy, that's what's going to happen to you, was sort of the attitude. And that's how we got treated back then. So, I just want to share that. Bye.